This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather Ho, there's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy for today, March the 23rd, is a baseball icon, primarily for the Chicago White Sox, who had both a perfect game and a no-hitter as a White Sox player. He also pitched for the Marlins and Blue Jays in his career, and is actually fifth all-time in strikeouts by a White Sox pitcher. You would think that'd be Ed Walsh, but it's not. It's Buehrle, a.k.a. Mark Buehrle, who's now 45 years old today. He was born March 23rd, 1979 in St. Charles, Missouri. He was cut from the school's baseball team in his sophomore year, which was strange. But anyway, he worked his way up, and then he went to Jefferson College in Hillsborough, Missouri, and would be selected by the White Sox in the 38th round of the 1998 draft. So he looked good. He went through the single A and double A prospect stuff and then joined the White Sox roster July 16, 2000. He would actually pitch one inning relief against the Brewers, allowing a run. 3 days later, he would get his first major league start, beating Minnesota. In his first full year as a starting pitcher, he went 16-8 with a 3.29 ERA in 32 starts. He actually threw 24 consecutive scoreless innings, which was the most in White Sox play since 1967. Buehrle would have his first complete game against the Tigers historically, and then 2 straight complete games in August. Buehrle would do better in 2002, winning 19 games for the White Sox, and actually second in the American League in innings pitched, complete games, shutouts, and tied for fourth in wins. So he did quite well for himself. So Buehrle did his job. 2003, he regressed a little bit to go to 14-14. And then he actually led the American League in complete games in 2004, doing decently. Buehrle would start the pitch well in 2005 and all that. And he was named to the American League All-Star team and the starter when Roy Halladay couldn't play because of a broken leg. He picked up the win for the American League All-Star thing. And Buehrle would do quite well for White Sox pitchers. He pitched a complete game in Game 2 of the ALCS against the Angels. Of course, that game was controversial for that. Was it a foul tip, or was it a foul ball, or was it an actual strikeout thing? But the White Sox would pitch 4 straight complete games, games 2, 3, 4, 5 in the ALCS, which the White Sox all won and went to the World Series. Buehrle earned a no decision in Game 2 of the World Series against Houston before Scott Podsednik hit a home run in the bottom of the ninth to win. He picked up the save in Game 3 of the 05 World Series, the game that lasted 14 innings. And the White Sox swept the World Series, winning their first title since 1917. The funny thing is, one started in 2006. He actually allowed 7 runs in the first inning, but yet he was not yanked, and the White Sox still won the game. This was huge and all that. Buehrle would actually fall to 12-13 in that 06 season, making it the first time he had a losing record. On April 18, 2007, against Texas, he threw a no-hitter against them at U.S. Cellular Field. The first no-hitter in New Comiskey, as some people call it, their history, the ballpark's history. It was the first White Sox no-hitter since Wilson Alvarez in 1991. He only allowed one guy on base. That was Sammy Sosa, who he walked in the 5th inning, but he actually picked off Sosa. So that was weird. Buehrle was efficient, throwing 106 pitches, and he got the no-hitter. He was on a 4-year, $56 million contract. I wonder if the $56 million was on purpose. 2008, he won 15 games. In 2009, he was made to hit because pitchers were to hit in National League ballpark still. And he did it off Milwaukee pitcher Braden Looper. And the first White Sox pitcher in 3 years to do it. getting a home run in the game. Buehrle was selected for the 2009 All-Star Game, and then 18 days later, he would be on the bump against the Tampa Bay Rays in a game at YESSSSSS Field. Little did people know this would be Buehrle's second career no-hitter and the 18th perfect game in MLB history. Buehrle was the 24th pitcher to throw multiple no-hitters in a career, and the 6th who threw a no-hitter and a perfect game, joining Cy Young, Addie Joss, Jim Bunning, Sandy Koufax, and Randy Johnson. Roy Halladay would join them later. Anyway, it was just huge and all that. He was magnificent. He only needed 2 hours and 3 minutes to complete his no-hitter. Like he very much pitched like it was a pitch clock and all that. Of course, Buehrle's perfect game will always be remembered for that knife-eating grab of a Gabe Kapler. Gabe Kapler was at the plate for Tampa, and he hit a fly ball deep. The White Sox used Dwayne Wise and made him a defensive replacement for the ninth, but he went over the yellow line and caught the ball to rob Kapler of a home run and preserve the perfect game. Jason Bartlett would be the 27th and final out. Anyway, Buehrle actually retired the first 17 batters in his next appearance, setting an MLB record for consecutive outs with 45. So anyway, it was just amazing what he could do and all that. So anyway, on opening day 2010, Mark Buehrle would make a great defensive play against Cleveland. He somehow it was a looping ball, he got it, and then flipped the first base between his legs with his glove and still got the runner out. Anyway, he still won that game, no matter what. Buehrle did quite well, and then would have a couple of gold gloves. I don't know, by 2011. By 2011, in 12 seasons with the White Sox, he had won 161 games and appeared in 4 All-Star games. Unfortunately, in free agency, he would leave the White Sox and sign a 4-year, $58 million deal with the Marlins. In his debut, he actually lost against the Reds. He would win another Fielding Bible Award in 2012. In his one and only season with the Marlins, he won 13 games for them with 13 losses and 125 strikeouts. But Buehrle would only play that one season in the Marlins, as he was part of that big trade between the Blue Jays and the Marlins. November 2012, when the Blue Jays sent Jeff Mathis, Adeiny Hechavarria, Henderson Alvarez, Yunel Escobar, Jake Marisnick, Anthony DeScafani, and Justin Nicolo, basically prospects, to the Marlins for Josh Johnson, Jose Reyes, John Buck, Emilio Bonifacio, and Mark Buehrle. The Blue Jays were looking good because they picked up a good shortstop, they picked up a serviceable catcher, and some serviceable starters. So people were thinking the Blue Jays were going to win the AL East, myself included. Buehrle was named the number 3 starter in the rotation for the 2013 season. He did quite well and all that. He had 200 innings pitched for the 13th consecutive year. In that season in 2013, he won 12 games. He went 12-10 with a 4.15 ERA and 139 strikeouts. He almost won the pitcher's Gold Glove for the AL, but lost to R.A. Dickey, his teammate. Buehrle looked good to start the 2014 season. He had a .69 ERA in the first month of the season. And he looked fantastic and all that. He kept going. He was looking good, but unfortunately, after June 1st, he really had a slump, going 2-9. Regardless, Buehrle was the number 4 pitcher in the rotation in 2015 and defeated Baltimore 12-5 in the first game of the season, in his first game, making him win number 200. Buehrle looked fantastic and all that. Anyway, Buehrle almost got the 200 innings pitched for the 15th consecutive season, but he missed out by an inning. Buehrle was not named to the Blue Jays postseason roster for either the LDS or the LCS, so he wasn't sure. But he did go 15-8 for the Blue Jays, and a lot of people were questioning why Buehrle was not even close to being on the roster spot. He didn't strike out a lot of batters. In 3 seasons with the Blue Jays, Buehrle won 40 games for them, appearing in one All-Star game. Buehrle would retire at age 36 with 214 career wins. The White Sox, a couple of seasons after he retired, decided to retire as number 56. So he looked decent and all that. He's still on the Hall of Fame ballot, but hasn't hit above 10% of the vote of the ballots. Buehrle and his wife have 2 children, a son and a daughter. They live on a ranch in Missouri. So anyway, it was just amazing what they could do and all that. So anyway, Buehrle was a dog lover and had a pit bull. Unfortunately, the pit bull could not stay in Ontario. Once he was traded to Toronto because Toronto has a ban on, Ontario has a ban on pit bulls. So that means he had to leave it behind. But still, Hurley Burley was just White Sox loyalty. Alexei! Yes! Yes! History, as Hawk Harrelson would say. Burley pitched a perfect game, and you can't beat that. Anyhow, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.